child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Why? But... are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching the shadows cloaking your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside anyway. They're gone now. The Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. Guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Well, obviously, I'm a thief. You don't have anything worth being stealed, so you're lucky. I don't mind stealing from kids, come on. I'm just borrowing stuff.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore. We're supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
This is one of the survivors and a possible companion, but I'm going to ignore it. We won't need him. All we need is Thane, the other undead.
A black cat. Hello, kitty.
Here, kitty kitty.
found something.
Okay, I'm starting to read some books. If you want to read the content, just pause the game. I'll have to organize things in the backpack. I like to keep things organized. I'll do that a bit later. There's a hidden chest right here. Boots. Thank you.
Wonder where this leads.
And here is my friend Fane.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh. It's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for.
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone, but as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. I hardly need to tell you how these savages react to seeing bone. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh. You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... Well, not my kind, but those that look like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No, I may be an eternal, but my patience has its limits. Indeed, I may be the only eternal. My people seem rather absent. At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil field. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate. Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm, or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory. Regardless, they are not here, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours?
We want him to be a wizard, at least. That's how I want to
could do
play.
that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Right. The next thing you want to do is grab this Ooze Barrel. And you might ask, why do we need a Ooze Barrel? Well, simply because we can. Because we can have we can carry a lot of weight because of our high strength. And also because we want to create poison bottles. And we will use these poison bottles to heal us. Because we undead, we heal with poison. And we get damage from healing potions. Right, now let me clean up this mess for a bit. I like to keep all these papers. I sell the books, but the papers, there is one or other paper in the game that is important. And I don't want to discriminate because I'll make a mistake somewhere, so I'll just keep all of them, and that will make my life easier. Everything above is to sell, everything below is to keep. Simple. Cool. We can proceed. What happens?
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child holding her knees and trembling. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence. She looks up at you with curious eyes. A wide grin cracks across the child's face through her tears, showing 2 big gaps where her front teeth should be. She laughs.
Really? Yeah. Warrior Princess Coral. You're nice. You can have this. I found it outside, but I can't read it yet. That's next year, and then I'll learn it.
Oh, you have some lockpicks. That's money.
The child wipes her eyes and, grinning, plunks herself down on the earthen ground. She starts tracing shapes, hearts, stars and diamonds into the dirt.
Right, my plan is always the same. Usually I'll send Fane to speak with them. In this case, so I distract them so I can steal. In this case, she's already distracted. Actually, no, Fane. Come here and speak with the child.
Everything has a heart. Except lizards, maybe. Maybe they do. I don't know. The waterfall has a heart made of a giant diamond. See?
Thank you. And the same with this one.
Go. Get out. You are not welcome here. Go, man-pig.
Man-pig, huh? Well, I'll show you man-pig. What you have here? What else? Very nice indeed. Thanks a lot, lady. And now she's going to find out that we stole from her, hopefully. And because we're not running away from her, she's coming after us. And we will resist the search. I'm sorry, lady, but you look like you can grant us some experience points. Not the child. No, not everything
Unnis?
but the child.
No, I'll protect you.
No, Coral. Go.
But Unnis, I can.
Quiet, child. Run now.
All right.
Glory is mine. Prepare yourself.
And we're done. I could transform you into a chicken. 425 experience points, almost for free. Thank you, lady. I'm really sorry. But we need to survive. Now we'll go below and heal ourselves in the poison pool below. No need to waste potions at this moment. We don't have any other ways of healing for now, but that is something that we will definitely look after in the next level, and that's something that Fane is going to be dedicated to. Let's go, Fane. Oh, before that, now that we have killed her, we can actually steal, and it's not considering theft. She has some nice things here, like a fireball scroll. All this money just waiting for me to pick it up. That's what I call yeah, fireball scroll. It's money because I won't use it. I'll have Fane for that. He will cast spells as a wizard, so no need for those scrolls. Right, so now we're going to face some turtles.
What's happening to these turtles?
Okay, so what we want to do is down you go. You really need to be careful with these turtles, because if they die near one of your characters, almost for sure that your character will also die, because they explode for heavy damage. So we really need to be careful around them. He's too far. Oh wait. Oh no. Ha. She's dead. Oh, come on, don't go over there. Alright, I left. Well, this only worth 40 of money, so yeah. It would be either that or use a restoration scroll.
swallowed too much seawater by the looks of them.
Foolish to attempt an escape by sea in these waters.
No, for the purpose of what I want to do, I want 2 winds that are not poison. I could use the 2-handed weapon, or I could just lockpick it, because that I've chosen T3. And one curious thing about the Undead is that they can also lockpick without using picklocks. They can use their own bones. Right, so mage is for this guy. Can also use these. Let's read some books for extra recipes. Oh, 43. Wow, that's good money. And a purple pouch, which I can use to store also extra things. Okay, now let's see what we do. We do want to use this one. And this one. So actually, no, sorry. Yeah. That's how we'll prefer now. I would prefer to use fire with poison. But I will need this for later. This is also important. And this is definitely also important. The rest I will sell. 4-5 water. Sold. Okay, we're ready to go. And what we will do? Heal again. We have destroyed a home, a woman and her child. Sorry, Unnis. I really feel bad about it. But we're alive! Right. Next stop, Fort Joy. I could use the trick to kill all of these guys by going to town, climbing this stair, and then raising some levels and kill them above, but I would need a ranger for that. We don't have a ranger.
Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste.
You witch.
Come.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
That's what's left of Atusa. That was a bit harsh. Don't you think so? Hey! Hello! More magisters. Damn it.
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty. That Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this? That kind of talk will land you on the rack, Pipsqueak. Play tough and we'll play rough, yeah? Now why don't you move along and settle in? A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Good things for me to steal from
Come on,
from you.
old man.
Nice to know. Might come back later.
Saw him, didn't you? The hammered Alexander. They gave that scaly traitor what for, they did. Peace is more than she deserves. She were a traitor to the core. So in the time of Lucian, of course, who wouldn't join up with God himself? It was all glory, all goodness. When we lost him, well, it only made sense to see his will through. Can't for certain, but I reckon when God himself gives his life to protect you, you don't waste the gift. You protect it with everything you've got. So that's what we do. Lucian gave his life to protect Rivellon. If we let the Voidwoken get to it now, well, we'd have lost him for nothing. Fort Joy ain't no summer camp. No one said it were, but it's the best we've got to protect the realm. Bishop's the son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all the same. And the hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did. When you give up the darkness that's inside you. Take your fault it's there, mind. But it's there all the same. They're working on a cure for you even now. Got some good leads, so I hear. You can trust Dallas to take care of it. And once you're cured, your life will start again.
I don't believe that.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. They were just there but a moment ago.
This is the town of psychopaths. That's what it is.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
A shakedown.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth a sweat on my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Stay down, you!
Right. We'll follow you right now. Before that, I'm just going to have a conversation.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear.
If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry for this human. It is of a personal nature. And if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation rather awkward.
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head an awful lot. You lean in to see if you can make out anything else. You've heard about such devices. The first step in making a shape-shifting mask.
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon, and you can get too, freak!
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He is lost in thought, though. She must have said something he found interesting.
Indigestion, or is that... Oh god, not now.
Meanwhile,
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
it's time to sell stuff. Oh, this worth just 11 gold because it was stolen. Well, it's money anyway. I'm not going to care much for you know, for any blacksmithing activities or overall crafting abilities. So I'll just sell most of my stuff. We don't care about summoning for now, at least. Is that right? We don't want that sword, we don't need that axe. We don't need this. Huh? Sorry, but you don't have enough money for to buy me stuff. All right.
And what you after? I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. That's for me to know, and you to get out of my face. Buy or shove off.
Alright, so there's a person here that could potentially know how to remove the collar. We just need to find out how. Sounds like a dead end. And more magisters.
Leave me. Go.
Now. Necromancy. We will use these later. But not now.
You leave me be. Just leave.
No, she sounds like in a very bad shape. She has a sickness of some sort. I was just checking if I had that flower. I didn't remember, because we will need it now.
What's that thing? Eating corpses.
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement, and madness screams from its wide, bloodshot eyes.
You. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time.
The creature gingerly takes the plant into his bloodied hands. He runs his fingertips over the white...
Darling, dear darling child. Hello, yarrow girl. Can it really be you?
The creature clenches the plant tightly. His breath quickens. He seems liable to lunge at you at the drop of a pin.
You wouldn't understand. A father's pride, a father's love.
The creature begins to weep. Fast, silent tears spill from his eyes as he clutches the little cluster of flowers to his heart.
For you, my ring, part of me, name of Migo. Thank you.
What were you thinking, messing with Griff's roots anyhow? Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Well, what a swollen swine you are. This fella won't accept the healing I've offered him, I'll have you know. Intent on calling the Reaper over with them whales of his. I figure I might as well give him a little piece if that's all right with you, mister.
We'll need this. We might as well sell the stuff that we didn't sell earlier.
Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
Right. Poor fellow. This Griff is quite a character. Everyone seems afraid of him. Okay, so... yeah.
What were you thinking?
Much better.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
She bows.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the Magisters. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am taken. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
Wow, a severed head. Of course, for the elves, a severed head is knowledge, because they eat it. And then they gain knowledge based on what they've learned. And this is where it will be important for us. To obtain the mask that is after, because it will allow us to transform into elves and gain the knowledge of these pieces of bodies. Very dark, huh? I just love this game.
I'll stab you right in the eye. Wait, I call a timeout. I know my help.
Alright. Now,
Whoever kills the other is... a human? You stink. Stinky, stinky. Nuh-uh, you do.
The child blows a raspberry at you and scowls.
What? Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword. I'll spare you this time, beast, but don't cross me again, ever. You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready? Go! You found me! Okay, wait. Let me hide again. Ready? Go! Ooh! Wow! You're really smart. I bet. You know what? I bet my best friend would really, really, really like you. Come on, I'll introduce you. I know how to spell introduce. It's I-N-T-R-O-D-U-C-E. My way is too small for you. You'll have to find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
I've spotted something.
Wither, this is my new friend. He's really smart. You'll like him a lot.
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But he's really nice and tall. Maybe he can even help you with that thing.
Why? A grown friend? You brought an adult here. Good gods. Can it be? Ah, you're back. And you brought... But you, dead walker, tell me true. Stand you with the source hunters, or do you serve the tyrant Brachus Rex? Ancient history. Can it have been so long already? Gods, how the time flies. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king it was, Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation. I beg you. Good sir, you have set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit, blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. Then you may be glad you've escaped the curse of Brachus Rex. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm. But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. Surely you know it. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well, but search there for another hidden switch. Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. With dignity. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use against the realm. I never thought I would become one of his victims, and yet, here I am. Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Brachus used this place to build an arsenal of terrible weaponry as yet unseen in our world. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls, wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers. My order would never have used such barbaric magic against our enemies. Death without your soul is no death at all, my friend. Good sir, you've set my body free, free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit, at last!
I think it's time to go. I was just trying to steal from you. Jeez, you take everything so seriously. This is a fight that I definitely cannot win. Not now anyway. But I might come later. I will have to use Resurrection Scroll. One thing. Oh god. That's not good. That's really not good. Now, after this failure, we'll just keep on going. It would have been nice to steal from this guy. I've actually never tried that before. I tried that for the first time. And it seems that it wasn't such a good idea.
you and Wither fighting. It's too bad you couldn't be friends. I hope you and me can still be friends. Oh, it's okay. Here, this is for you. Because we're friends. Like you and Wither could have been.
The surprises of this game did not stop to amaze me. Right,